你好，欢迎致电打个电话给你，普通话请按1。Hello, welcome to One Call Away podcast. For English, please press 2. 你好，歡迎嚟到打個電話俾你，廣東話請按3字。Alright, let's get started. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another English episode of One Call Away. Today, it's again a very new experience for myself because I've invited someone that I've only met once to my podcast, and a lot of the topics we're gonna talk about for this episode would be for my benefit to get to know my guest a bit more, and also because I know her. So here's a little background before she introduces herself. I met her, I'm not going to say her name yet, although you guys are going to see it from the show note already. I met her at a goodbye party in Hong Kong, which is very typical, like one of the typical way you get to meet someone new. And this friend is leaving Hong Kong, so she invited a bunch of her friends, and then we get to meet each other. And I remember she walked in, and then I have an instinct, like, I think she's introvert, which I don't know, but I think she is. And then we had a little chat, and then there was a hot pot place. There's also karaoke right next to it, so we went to do some singing. And I kind of knew she's got a background of like performing or like musical, etc. And then the second she starts singing, I was like, what's your name again? Like, what's your Instagram? Let's be friends. So then I think I'm gonna invite this girl and talk about her journey and how she decided to develop this, I guess we can call it career at this moment, and talk about all her experience in this field. So with that, welcome my guest, Athena.
Hello, thank you for the introduction. Hi guys, my name is Athena. Nice to meet you.
Are you an introvert?
So, actually, I'm an extrovert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm more of a quiet extrovert. But like so I took it the second last time I took it.
The MBTI test.
The MBTI test, yes. I was like 51% introvert and 49% extrovert. So I was like, So the last time I took it, I was like, okay, officially an extrovert now. So, but I'm more of like the shy extrovert.
So you just turned extrovert.
I just turned extrovert recently. Yep.
No wonder. I guess I got the previous introvert sign. Okay.
Takes me a while to like come out of my shell. But like when I'm like really, really comfortable, I'm like quite loud. So yeah,
I've never heard you loud, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just more like
yeah.
It's like new environments and like just new people make me a bit more reserved at first, but then once you get to know me better, I'm like quiet. Yeah. Yeah.
So I remember when we first met, and then we were sort of introducing ourselves, and then you've mentioned you were looking for some opportunities in Hong Kong, but then you're going back to London. And also after I followed your Instagram, I saw some posts. You went to a lot of shows, and you went to like radio interviews. So let's talk more about your background. Like why are you going to those shows? Why are you, being interviewed? Like, who are you?
Yes, who am I? So I am a full-time artist right now. I mostly focus on singing and also serving the community. And so my background is in musical theater. I trained and studied it. I did my undergraduate degree in musical theater. And after graduating, I decided that I really do enjoy performing, and this was a really strong passion of mine. So I decided to come back to Hong Kong and to just really start this career. But yes, like you've mentioned, I do go back and forth between London and Hong Kong quite a bit because I did do my undergraduate degree in London, so I have a community there as well. So yeah, just like starting this new journey of being an artist in Hong Kong, and just seeing where it takes me. Yeah.
So when would you state like you've actually started to develop in this industry?
So my family and I, we say that I started last year in end of August. So I had a performance at like Dragon Center.
West Kowloon Center.
Yes. At the shopping mall. And so I was able to be on the same stage with Hawaii and a very well-respected artist in the industry, and also Angus Ding. He was on a show for a singing survival show. I think it was like that. So I was on the same stage as them, and that was like, I guess, my debut. Yeah, my debut as an artist. So I would say back in 2023 August. Yeah, that was my debut.
So you graduated there.
Yes. I graduated my undergraduate in 2021, and then I did a master's in psychology and graduated 2023, end of the year.
How? From musical theater to psychology?
Yeah, so funny story, because I was actually supposed to go to Canada, Vancouver, to study psychology.
Yeah.
But my mom knew that I wanted to do performing, so she was like, how about take a gap year and just like see how it goes, and then reapply and see what happens. And ended up getting into London to study musical theater. So yeah, but then because also during that time COVID was a thing, and there's a lot of uncertainty, and because I'm sure you know as well, being in the industry is quite unstable. There's a lot of change, and it's just quite unstable. So having psychology as well, as I did study psychology in international school when I was doing when I was back in high school, and I do have a passion for it. I do really enjoy psychology as well, so thought it was like a good sort of backup to have, like an extra set of skills for me to have.
That's very smart. Honestly, my background, during my growing up, everyone, at least no one ever told me like, yes, you've got to chase your dream, but like all I've heard is full on chase your dream, never leave yourself a second choice. But then after I came to Hong Kong, I've started to hear more and more and more and more about people asking or like just questioning myself, what if I can't do film? Do I have not like a backup plan, but at least I need like a safety net. Like if I know, like I didn't know there's a lot you can't control in the industry, right? And then I've got a full-time job in the very film not related industry at the moment. So I think it's a very smart choice to have something back you up a little bit, so that you don't feel like, oh, if I lose, you got nothing left. But I guess you've decided to study musical theater. That means starting from middle school, high school, you've already show interest and talent.
Yes.
How did you found and how did you realize that's your talent, and then you decided to follow that path?
So actually, I wasn't the one that realized it. It was actually my teachers back in kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
So apparently, this is what I've heard, because I don't have no recollection of this, because I was so young. So apparently my teachers in kindergarten, they saw that I have this talent, and they would tell me to MC for like the shows and stuff, and also for our end of year graduation in our kindergarten. They had me be in the center for a dance piece, and we were doing Dancing Queen. Oh wow! Very fitting in kindergarten, and it was funny because apparently we were dancing, and then there were some parents, because obviously it was a kindergarten graduation. Some parents were like, "Whoa, this child, she can dance really, really well." And then my mom was like, "Oh, that girl, right? That's my daughter." So so it was actually my kindergarten teachers who discovered that, and then after my parents saw that performance, they were like, "Oh, she does have some talent." And so they put me into classes. I did jazz dance for like dancing, and I also had singing classes, and I also went to joined drama clubs as well for acting. And as I continued doing that, I realized that I really do enjoy doing what I do, and it's such a like thrill. I have a passion for doing it. It makes me really happy doing it. So started from kindergarten, and then also all the way up to secondary. I kept doing it nonstop. I had a few scholarships from school for performing arts, and also also joined choir, and just wanting to just sharpen my skills in different ways and to just be able to learn different things as well.
That's amazing. So you found you've got talent in dancing. How about singing?
So singing is another similar thing. So I joined the choir that I joined. I was in like the musical theater group at first, but then I was a bit naughty apparently. I was the one that caused chaos in the group. So my mom was like, nope, gotta pull you out and put you back into choir so you're more like focused and you're not causing trouble. Yeah. I don't remember this at all, but like I've been told I was a troublemaker. So being in focusing on the choir aspect, I got put into one of the more like elite groups, and also when we had because the choir sometimes had productions as well with musicals, and then they asked me to be the female lead of one of the musicals, which was Little Mermaid. I was Ariel. Yes, I was Ariel. So yeah, honestly, even for singing as well, it was, and also for sometimes when we have performances, they would ask me to sing solo as well. I never really knew that I could sing that well. But then it was really just my teachers giving me the opportunity to practice and to showcase it more. Yeah.
I'm looking at you and I'm a bit jealous. Like you got talent and that's the thing you like to do, which is like I'm sure a lot of people want that. Like some people, they found things they're interested first and then they found out, oh, they have talent or they don't have talent, versus you apparently represents the other way, where you show you've got talent in something and then you have your parents, you have your schoolmates or teachers that encourage you to pursue it. So on this journey, did you ever give up other things that you were interested to in order to have time to do singing and dancing?
I think, like you said, I'm very, very fortunate that I'm able to do something that I really enjoy doing, because it's hard sometimes to like put your interest into your career. It is really tough, and but I'm very fortunate that this was just something that I've always enjoyed doing, and that I was not the best at school. So being able to do performing arts was something that I've always dreamt about. And because I remember really clearly when I was younger, when the musical came to Hong Kong, and my parents and I went to watch it. And because I was like really, really young, we sat in the first few rows, and then one of the songs, the cats would like come down and then play with the kids. Obviously they would target the kids, right? And then I was like, whoa, that's so cool. And then I remember just being like, I really want to bring the same joy to people. So when I perform, I really hope that
a calling.
Yeah, I really hope that people are able to experience a similar joy that I experienced when those like cats, quote unquote cats, gave me. So that was like, I guess like what you said, like a calling. I didn't even realize it was a calling, but then when you say it like that, it was like kind of a calling.
Awesome. And then you went to study musical performance.
Yes,
musical performance.
Theater.
How was it like when you're, I guess in high school, in middle school, you were probably a lot of times the only one or the top one who can sing or dance, versus when you enter a school that like all classmates can sing or dance, I assume. How was that? How did that feel?
Yeah, because like you said,
did you feel competitive?
So when I first went to London, because I went to Goldsmiths University, and we weren't a like art school. It was more of a university. But everyone in the course was super, super talented. Like it was kind of crazy, because I thought that people in Hong Kong were very talented. But when I went to London, I was like, dang, everyone is so freaking talented. And there were times when so sometimes I would see my course mates sing, because sometimes we have to do like not evaluations, but we have to perform songs from time to time, showcase these songs from time to time. in front of our classmates, and I'd be like, wow, she's got pipes, like she can belt this note. I'm just here like, what the heck? And so there would be times that I can't help but compare myself, but I realize that comparing myself like does me no good. Like it just kind of brings me down. So I kind of have to work extra hard if I want to reach the level that they already have. So sometimes I would feel a bit discouraged maybe at times, but then I'm also really thankful that I have really sweet classmates that were like, let's do well together. Let's improve and do better together. Let's hone our skills and do better. And like this industry is very, very competitive. Yeah. But there are times where I've been like, oh, can I do this? But then I realize that I just really need to, I'm my biggest, like, I'm my own biggest enemy. Like when I want to do better, sometimes I'm my own biggest. You want to just compete with yourself. Exactly. So I just have to break out of that mindset and to just really do better and to just aim for becoming an even better version of myself.
And what do they teach? Like, describe a typical day at school. Like, do you have dancing classes? Do you have to wake up very early to stretch yourself, or like hoi sang? Yeah.
So for my course, we were kind of like
what's that smile?
So for my course, we were like the first batch for the undergraduate students. So we were kind of like guinea pigs. So and our course focused more on singing. So it was more so singing and then dancing than acting. So first year was very more general, but I think it focused a lot more on singing, and we did more. There was dancing, but it was more like kind of getting to know your body, like really connecting
physical.
To physical kind of. So and then in second year it was more tap and then jazz, and then we were doing more of that in second year for dance. Singing was like just all the way throughout, but also unfortunately because there was COVID, so I think it was the end of the first semester. Or maybe beginning of second semester that we had to like do everything on Zoom. Yeah, and then COVID hit, and then I had to go back to Hong Kong. Yeah. And I ended up getting COVID. I had to be in an isolation ward for 28 days. That was really scary.
Wow.
But then, so coming back, and then in third year, 2 of my semesters were all on Zoom.
Including singing and dancing and all that class.
Yeah, so it was all on Zoom. So you have
to dance in front of the camera?
So in third year, we didn't really do much dancing. It was more singing, more singing and acting in third year. And then for the final semester, we were able to actually come in person and to do our final grad show. And then there was more dancing, a lot of everything. So which I was very thankful, because I was like, I need to do my grad performance on Zoom. That's so sad.
That would be so awkward.
Yeah, that's so sad. But thankfully, we were able to do it in person. Yeah. And being able to see my course mates as well after such a long time, just seeing them on Zoom, I was like, oh. But then seeing them in person was just really, really nice.
Yeah. So you've graduated now 2 years?
3 years from my undergrad. Yes.
And I'm asking this next question because I got questioned, or like I started to ask myself this question as well. It's that, is it actually worth it to go to school and learn like performing for you? But for me, it's like people always ask, is it really worth it to go to film school to learn how to make films? Because we know a lot of directors that never went to film school, or never even went to much school or whatever. So I've started to ask myself this question: what did I actually learn from film school, and is it really worth it? So what's your thought behind it? What's the most valuable thing you learned from school, or do you think not going to performing school would also be able to build yourself a career?
I think in Hong Kong, because the pool is so small, or like for performing arts, you only really have APA, but in London, you already start really young. Yeah, in middle school, you already have like colleges for that. So I feel like in Hong Kong, it's maybe a bit different. I feel like, I think, and also just being in an environment where you're constantly doing and striving for doing performing arts, I think it just really just hones in your mindset, because when you do something else, it kind of you're kind of like just fluttering away. Your mind is like elsewhere. It can be somewhere else. But
that's true.
When you're so in an environment where everyone is focused on performing and wanting to do better and get better, I think the biggest thing I would say is like the mindset, and also having a group of people who enjoy doing what they do. And also are good at doing what they do, because they have to have a certain level in order to be able to get into the school, right? Yeah. So I think the mindset and also the people are just very valuable, I feel like.
Are you still in touch with your classmates?
I am in touch with a few of them, but the person I'm in touch with the most, she's coincidentally, she's also from Hong Kong.
Oh.
And she also like, because you know how like the circle in Hong Kong for performing arts is so small, and then we realized we had so many mutual friends. It was so funny because on the first day it was like induction week, and then because musical theater was under drama department, so everyone under drama department had to come in, and then we were both like in a new city, we're both like quite nervous, and we're just like standing opposite of each other. And then at that time she had pink hair and I had like silver hair. And then we're both like, she's Asian, she has colored hair, should I go say hi? And then we both went up to each other and we're like, hi.
I guess you were still an introvert back then.
Yeah, I was a bit of an introvert, and I was like, you know, your fake customer service accent, not accent, like your tone, hi, like that. And we're like, hi, what's your name? Da, 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 da. And we're like, what course do you study? And we're both like, musical theater. And we're like, what? Musical theater? No way. Because there's only a few of us. Like, so, and then we're like, we kept on yapping, and then we're like, where are you from? And we're both like, Hong Kong. And we're like, what? No way. So we became instant best friends. So she's the one that I'm still very, very close to this day. I'm still close, like I still keep in touch with some of my other course mates, though a lot of them have went off and done other things, but I'm still.
So they're not in the industry anymore?
No, not a lot of them, to my knowledge. Yeah.
Oh, my next question was gonna be like, how many of your classmates are still in the industry, and where are everyone? How have they been?
So one of them, I know she's doing more like backstage stuff. I think she's doing more of like filming, crew stuff. Yeah, I think, and she really, really enjoys doing that.
That's good.
One of my other course mates, she is a teacher, which was quite surprising for all of us, because she came from a performing arts college, so we thought, and she was also a dance captain.
What's dance captain?
Dance captain is like
the lead dancer kind of thing.
They kind of like, if we have a piece we need to go through, she's the one that takes lead and then makes sure that everyone does it correctly. And so dance captain. She was like our dance captain.
Okay.
And so we all thought she was gonna go into performing arts, but then she ended up doing teaching, because she was saying that getting a lot of rejections was really hard on her, and she really doesn't like that, which I do get, because you face so many rejections, you face so many like no's in this industry. So she was like, nah, I'm not doing that anymore, which I do understand. Another one of my friends, she's currently in Abu Dhabi, and she does a lot of performing stuff. I know she does a lot of performing stuff there, but yeah, everyone else is kind of like doing their own thing. Yeah.
What is there like a typical way out if you graduated from like musical performing or in general performing? Like, is there theater group you can join, or signing agent, or be like individual performing?
Yeah, so I would say the most common one would be having an agent showcase, and so they would all the agents would come in, and then
including in Hong Kong.
I'm not sure about Hong Kong. Okay. I think in London it's quite common, for like art schools. It's quite common that the agents come in and they like see, they have a showcase and they kind of like mark who they want to sign, or like the students like mark the agents that they want to sign them. So for sorry, what was your question? I'm so sorry.
Like, is there a typical way out?
Oh, yes. So in London, I think it was just mainly would be the most common one would be agents, I would say. You can definitely do your own thing, and also like do like a startup company, or just join different theater groups. I think that's another common method as well. But also like in Hong Kong, I feel like a lot of like musical theater graduates go on to Disneyland and just are in Disneyland, which is great. I would love to be in Disneyland.
Or Ocean Park.
Or Ocean Park. That would be so fun. I would love to be in Disneyland. But yeah, happiest place on earth.
So what's your current plan? Like you are back. So I saw you did a lot of K-pop dance covers.
Yes.
Is that also part of your like plan?
Yeah, so I when I was in uni, I joined this dance crew in London, a London K-pop cover dance crew called Aziza Dance Crew, and we always go around London and just like film different covers on the streets of London, and yeah, I liked K-pop since in 2013. That was like when I first started liking K-pop.
What was your first group that you liked?
My first group was Big Bang.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Big Bang was my favorite group back then. I remember I was at a karaoke party, a friend's karaoke party, and then the song by G-Dragon, That XX, came up, and I was like, this is a really nice song. I was like, I need to remember that, and then do my research, and then I was like, oh, he's part of a bigger group called Big Bang. And I was like, oh, this is so interesting, because it was something that I wasn't used to, because their music videos are so dramatic.
Yeah.
Like a lot of big production.
And kind of like 超真.
Yeah.
Abstract.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. So I was like, this is a very new world compared to the stuff that I used to watch, like
which
is like
Canto pop.
I was more like Miley Cyrus or like Jonas Brothers, or like High School Musical.
So like Disney Channel.
Yes, I was a Disney Channel kid. I was a Disney kid growing up. So that was like a really different world for me, and I was like, but their singing and dancing is insane. They're so good at what they do. But yeah, so Big Bang was my first. Taeyang was my bias. Yeah.
What's your favorite band right now?
My favorite band right now, GOT7 is my favorite group, even though they've kind of like they haven't disbanded, just putting it out there, they haven't disbanded yet, but they're just doing their own thing. But I think my favorite like current active group right now would be 17.
So 17, I think I have a little knowledge about K-pop or like, those bands. And I think starting from 17, it's like the bands that I don't know much about. But I'm pretty sure I've heard their songs here and there somewhere.
Definitely give them a listen. They're amazing. I know their group name is 17. They only have 13 members. But
what?
They only have 13 members because they have a vocal unit, they have a performance unit, and also a hip-hop unit. So
performance unit, so they do acting?
So they do dance. They focus on dance. And then hip-hop is like rap. So there's 13 members, plus a vocal team, plus a hip-hop team, plus a performance team. Henceforth, that makes one team, one whole team. So 17. Yeah. That's
Any girl group you like?
Girl groups I like. I really recently, my favorite one was 2NE1, like Big Bang's sister group.
Yeah.
And then right now I really like Le Sserafim or New Jeans.
Okay.
Yeah. But yes, with K-pop, sorry, got distracted there. With K-pop performing or just doing covers. So right now I kind of want to because there's so many beautiful scenes in Hong Kong, beautiful locations in Hong Kong. So I really want to also introduce the scenic views of Hong Kong to people, but also at the same time doing different K-pop dances, doing two things at once. So just showcasing the beauty of Hong Kong, but also being able to showcase my dancing as well.
Do you know GOT7 actually got a music video shot in Hong Kong?
Yes, I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, that looks very familiar.
You should do their cover in all those locations.
That's a really good idea. That's a shout. I should do that.
All right, I guess we are approaching little to the end of the show, but I still got some questions just regarding going to not deeper, not necessarily deeper, but so far of your journey, what's your most rewarding experience, and what are the moments that you feel so great about you can do this as your career?
So one of my most rewarding moments was before I went to uni. I was the female lead of a Broadway musical called Once on This Island, and I was the female lead, Timoon, and it was really, really just a really great experience. And because in this musical, the songs are amazing. Definitely should check it out. The songs are really, really amazing. And there was like 18 scenes for the whole musical, and I had to be in 17 of them, which was like quite challenging, but also like very, very fun. It was so rewarding, and being able to, because also my character was like the main character. There wasn't anyone else I could really piggyback from. I had to like, and there was no what's the word? There was no backup. So I was the one. So I was like, I can't get sick because no one else can do this role. I need to like be really healthy, stay healthy. But it was just such a rewarding experience, because just being able to live in the life of Timoon and be able to experience her journey, and because her character is quite innocent. It's very like childlike. So it was just really fun to be able to be in her shoes and to just like to live out her story, and also just being able to be the female lead of a musical was very rewarding.
Of course.
And also another thing was I got first honors for my undergraduate musical theater, so that was a really big moment, because I was like, I've never been a really outstanding student, so being able to get first honors was like a really big moment for me. I was like, whoa, I was in shock. One of the things that I think makes me like, whoa, I'm so happy and blessed I'm able to do this for my career was I actually went to West Africa, Senegal, and in December last year. And I had like a little cultural exchange with the students there. So they showed me some of their dancing, their African dancing, and I was able to show them a bit of like choreography to Lion King. And we had this little cultural exchange, and we performed in front of like all the students at the school, and it was really, really rewarding. It was so sweet, and just being able to be just have this interaction exchange with different people of different cultures, and to just know that music is so even if I don't necessarily understand what they're talking about, or they don't know what I'm talking about, but like it really is a really universal thing. And it's just like it just really brings people together. And being able to just also be able to like, because also aside from doing that, I was able to serve in like their communities there as well, so it was just really, really an amazing experience.
You've talked about a lot of good things in your journey. Is there any moment you ever doubted about this choice?
Yeah, for sure. When I see some of my friends who have like very stable jobs, I'm like, oh, should I have like I have asked my parents this. I was like, oh, should I have just been a doctor or a lawyer or something? My mom was like, you don't enjoy doing that. Why would you like consider doing that? You don't enjoy doing that. So sometimes when I see my friends who have very stable jobs, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have like just done something more, not as niche, I guess, like something more just traditional. But and sometimes when I see perhaps like someone achieving more than what I'm currently achieving, sometimes I could be a bit discouraged, or like when I practice a certain piece, I can't hit a certain note, or I can't do a certain move, I feel a bit discouraged at times. But then it's also in some ways like for me to do better, to be like, I can't compare my journey with other people because everyone's journey is very different. I need to just focus on myself and just do better. But obviously there are moments when I get defeated, or I feel really like just like deflated. But like I think having community, people who really support you and love you, is so important.
So I initially named this episode in a question. The question was, find your talent or train your talent. Obviously, I think your journey started by people finding you've got talent, and then you went to school to train your talent as well. Which part would you say is more important and more valuable in a way?
I definitely would say training, because you can have talent, but if you don't practice it, if you don't train it, people who maybe initially didn't have that talent, but if they work really, 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 really hard, they can exceed you. So I think I would say, yes, having talent is very important, but I think practice and training is what takes over, is like what really shows in the long run.
So to put it in a more specific way, when we say training, for example, you mentioned there are some notes maybe one day you couldn't hit, and then by training the notes can go higher and higher and higher. Like your range can go wider.
Yeah, so I think it's just really because I've had different types of training. I've had training with songs. So I have my ABRSM grade 8 for vocals. I recently passed my modern jazz. So this is for modern jazz dance. Past grade 7, I'm going to do grade 8 in December, and hopefully pass that, and then do my teacher certificate very soon. So there's like just really a lot of different things. But yes, daily practice is very important. I do sometimes.
Do you sing at home every day?
I try to. I do sometimes slack. I do sometimes like get a bit lazy, but I try my best to like practice and sing every day, because even if you maybe don't notice like initially, I think there's like so the show that I recently did on Saturday, when I was practicing that, I was like, my voice I feel like it sounded a lot better compared to like even when I first came back in July. I was like, I feel like it's gotten a lot better. So I think just slowly, bit by bit, day by day, even if you don't notice initially, I think throughout the long journey, or like maybe one day you'll just be like, oh, I can hit this note now. Oh, I can do this move now. So I think it definitely is something that takes time. It's not like a immediate thing. But I think, training and practicing is very, very important.
So practice
makes perfect.
Yes, so practice okay.
Yes.
Got it. Thank you so much for sharing a lot of your experience. I'm sure if any of the listeners got any question, they can comment down below, or they can also go to your Instagram, get to know you a bit more. I'll leave your Instagram handle in the show notes so people can go check her out, check her covers out, and also check the Hong Kong locations out in her videos. So thank you so much for coming. And for listeners out there, if you like our show, feel free to share and let more people know about us. It's still very new for me to do all this in English because I'm so used to doing Mandarin. We've also got a listener group on WeChat if you want to join. You can reach out to our phone operator by searching One Call Away Podcast on WeChat. We are on Instagram, Facebook, WeChat, Weibo, 小红书, those things. And what else? We're also on Patreon if anyone wants to support us financially. I think that's all. If I miss anything, you'll find it in the show notes. All right, thank you everyone. Bye.